What's up, everybody? Brothers, sisters, psychonauts, and seekers of truth. It is Ananka, and welcome to my bazaar. Today, I actually have something rather unique. This is the first time I've had a fan from the YouTube channel submit their own trip report. He has his own YouTube channel, which I'll be linking and probably putting in the title anyways. He reviews a lot of Kratom, so if you're interested in more information on Kratom, I would go look at his channel. But he emailed me this personally. There's not really much more for me to describe. You'll get to know everything from the story. So, with all that being said, let our story begin. Femur fracture was on multiple opioids. Just wanted to say thank you, Elliot, for sharing this story. Substances taken before the fracture. Kratom, and then alcohol 4 hours later. 4 Natty Daddy 12 fluid ounces. This is my story on how I experienced painkillers for the first time, having never done any painkillers up until December 6th, 2024. It started out to be a good day. I was feeling good playing No Man's Sky. It was a great day outside, and everyone was getting along very well. I did my usual. Woke up in the morning and did 5 grams of some green vein kratom. Then I gamed with my girlfriend up until I was bored, and then did my final dose of kratom 6 hours after, which was the same amount. It was such a good day. I thought it would be a good day to slam some cold ones. Never do this on kratom. It is never good to mix substances. I ended up getting too overconfident. Everyone was telling me to chill out, which I tried. I was having issues with my gun jamming for a very long time, and I had no idea what the hell was wrong with it. I lived with my sister and mom and my girlfriend at the time. My quote-unquote stepdad was here as well. Anyways, I was having issues with my gun and wanted to go talk to my sister's boyfriend, which he is in the army, to see if it could be fixed. Keep in mind, don't ever handle a gun intoxicated. Bad idea. However, the gun I have was a Kel-Tec Sub 2000 which folds. Just to give you perspective, I never brandished my gun or pointed it at anyone and never left the property. It was unloaded and on safety. My gun was in my backpack, and before I could even exit to go to my sister's house on the property, my stepdad grabbed me and wouldn't let me go. For some reason, even after my backpack with the gun was taken away from me, he still wouldn't let go of me. I never hit him or anything like that because I would probably be killed. He was a former Marine with a lot of issues. And what makes it worse is that he has an extensive criminal record with felonies. Let's just say violent ones, such as CDV. Yeah, nice taste in men, Mom. He was a big guy, probably 6'3" and 225, whereas I am 5'8" and 120 pounds. He wouldn't let go of me. Eventually, he ended up kicking my leg so hard, like in the Marine Corps or something, it broke my femur. It's one of the worst spots ever to break it, a distal fractured femur. I was rushed to the hospital. At the time, I was hoping it was just a sprain, but X-rays showed it clearly wasn't. My kneecap was bent out of place, so they had to push it back into normal place. This is where I received my first dose of an actual painkiller ever. Morphine intravenously, 5 milligrams. It did basically nothing. This could be because of the kratom from earlier. Keep in mind, kratom is an opioid agonist, and it could have a half-life of 24 to 32 hours. Also, I was on kratom powder and not the extracts. I wouldn't recommend some. The nurses and doctors were preparing me for a long hospital stay, because guess what? I was going to need surgery. The first night was the hardest, because I didn't have any surgery until 3 days later. This allowed a lot of the kratom to exit my system past 32 hours. I eventually started to feel the painkillers they were giving me the next day. Keep in mind, I was in the hospital for 5 days. They would give me 10 milligrams of oxycodone hydrochloride every 4 to 6 hours. The effects weren't like kratom at all. All I can say is that it took all the worries in the world, and anxiety about the surgery went away. I had never had a surgery before. The effects of oxycodone I can describe as like a warm feeling in my body that took my leg pain away for a short amount of time. It had a very anxiolytic effect in my mind. All my thoughts were slowed, and it was like I was floating in heaven's clouds for a short amount of time. Obviously, they couldn't give me this all night, and eventually it became ineffective. Not entirely. It just didn't last long, and it wasn't helping me sleep. They ended up giving me, which, in my opinion, the best feeling I ever had from a painkiller. Dilaudid, which is basically liquid hydromorphone. This was through my IV. Milligrams unknown. Probably not too high. It is stronger than morphine. It felt like an instant warmth in my head, and it was moving down towards my broken leg. Think of it like a warm blanket fresh out of the dryer, and the warmth is an amazing feeling. It traveled to my leg, and it honestly felt like it wasn't broken anymore. However, this was just to boost the oxycodone, and because it was IV, this feeling didn't last long. I experienced the true feelings everyone describes from painkillers. The rush with hydromorphone, and then the smacked with absolute peace and tranquility of mind. I can see how people can get addicted. Eventually, I had the surgery, which was very scary to me. I honestly was crying softly. However, I can only describe the general anesthesia surgery as time travel. I was awake before surgery, and I honestly woke up after surgery like no time had passed at all. You don't dream, and you don't feel anything. Long story short, I was home 2 days later and was only taking oxycodone for 3 days after I got back home. I now have 2 screws in my leg forever. I wanted to get off painkillers, but before I could take kratom again, I had to make sure that all of the compounds from surgery were out of my system. These include propofol, midazolam, and possibly ketamine/fentanyl. Can't mention these two, I didn't feel. And an unknown paralytic. Not sure which one, but I did not feel it anyways. 3 days after coming back home, I was back on kratom at low dosages, twice a day, and ceased taking the oxycodone. To anyone saying that kratom feels like an opioid, even a red vein, it truly doesn't. Also a reminder never to mix substances, especially kratom with opioids. Even I didn't do that. Definitely don't be like me and drink kratom the same day as you drink alcohol. It can't be good for you. My stepdad who broke my leg isn't here anymore, and I look forward to pressing charges for civil court. My family is on my side. He is now on trespass. Unfortunately, I haven't walked in 2 months. I should be able to soon, or sometime in March. Now, all of the substances I take is kratom powder. American Kratom Association certified non-extract to treat pain, and drink coffee. Please, guys, don't drink and touch firearms. Thank you, Elliot, and I apologize for any typos. All right. Well, Jesus Christ, man. Well, shout out to the homie Aspie Trips. Like I said, I will be linking his channel in the description and the title. Everyone send good energy out for him. I mean, that's a crazy ass story, dude. I don't know what kind of problems your stepdad had, bro, but I'm happy that he's gone. You know what I mean? But yeah, happy you're doing much better. Happy he's out of your life. Everyone send good trips, and don't forget to go subscribe and watch his channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.